Hello, it is Diane with Diane's BlueHeartsAndButterflies.com, and the theme of my July 2022 in-person class where I live was a patriotic theme, but a lot of the techniques and things that I shared, the fun folds and everything, can be used for any type of holiday. I just wanted to be able to share some ideas with the current theme that was chosen by the host that we had for the class. And so let me go through all the things that we used for this. And the measurements are on my blog at www.dianesblueheartsbutterflies.com, blueheartsandbutterflies.com. And so you don't have to remember those measurements because I will have them over there. I am using some retired Stampin' Up! Product as well as some that I had to get off the internet because there's not any defined patriotic papers in the Stampin' Up! Catalog as there were on the internet. However, it did make me very grateful to be able to reaffirm to myself that Stampin' Up! Is so much easier to match the colors and everything because all of their products are color coordinated with the colors that they have, and so it was a lot easier to coordinate things with Stampin' Up! Products than trying to match these papers to the Stampin' Up! Colors and stuff. So in this instance you could just use those color of DSP samplers for the different color families, color groupings, the regals and such. So you could use those other papers. You could create your own papers with white cardstock and just stamp images and stuff. And like I said, it doesn't even have to be or 4th of July theme. It could be a Thanksgiving, it could be a birthday, it could be, Christmas, anything. So anyway, I'm trying it. I wanted to show a different kind of a folded card. So this one is just one piece of the Real Red cardstock that is 5.5 by 4.25, and then the basic white, you could use thick, but I just used the basic white, is 10.5 by 4, which is basically what the inside piece times 2 would be, and then I scored it in landscape at 5.25. And this is actually the part that's going to open. Then there are two squares at 2 3/4 inch that are going to create the pinwheel background. And this is Night of Navy cardstock, and you're going to need 2 of those. Then you're going to need 4 pieces of 2 designs that are 1 1/4 inch square. So you'll have 8 of those total. And then I used a Real Red star. I have an old retired punch, and that's what I decided to use. And then some thin ribbon is what I used for the grosgrain. Is it's actually Blueberry Bushel, which is a retired product, but I still had some ribbon left. And then this one is the Real Red ribbon, and so I used pieces that are 14 inches. I think I put 13 on my blog, but it can be those, just needs to be long enough. I wouldn't try to just wrap it around the card and guesstimate and everything, because you really need a lot of ribbon. You can always cut it back. You could even make these 16 inches and cut them back some, just to give yourself enough room to be able to tie the knot around on that. So let me set that aside. And then I'm going to share with you a few things. Now, one of the current products that I am using is this Stampin' Cut and Embossing folders. It's the Stripes and Splatters, and they're 3D. We're using the stripe one to go with this project. And then I'm also using a retired well, it's a celebration, oh, I don't even remember what year, set that was called Amazing You. And I like this word celebrate. You could use any of the sentiment stamp sets that you have. You could use, you know, whatever it is you want. But on this piece, I am going to emboss the stars. Now this is made where it can go into the mini cut emboss machine if you are going to be using that. I believe it is that you use, I'm trying to remember now, it's a cutting plate, thinner paper inside this, and then the 3D specialty plate over that to go through. I don't even think it uses the base, but I could be wrong, as the sandwich. But the direction that I wanted this stripes to go was actually across the middle. And in order to get this through the machine, I needed to use the the big cut and emboss machine. Before I did that though, in case I got too close or whatever, or maybe to keep myself from getting too close, I went ahead and took the Celebrate stamp, and I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm going to put that kind of down here in the lower right corner. Sorry if my head's in the way. And just push that, just give it a time to soak in. And then I can actually line up my folder to be able to run it through the big cut and emboss machine. Now in order to do this, yes, it is the number 1, the base plate, and then it is number 4, the I think it's the 3D adapter or whatever they want to call it, and that's what you use for the sandwich on this. I wanted it to kind of be across the middle, and this line, the Stampin' Up! Logo is on the front, where the embossed image comes out, and then this line helps you to line up one side. I don't want to get that above that stamped area, but you can line up the side of your paper just to make sure you get it in a straight in the form, and then you would leave it straight out, put it into your cut and emboss machine, and then you would put your 3D plate, and then you would run it through. Now I've already gone ahead and done that. Let me grab that piece. So that's what it comes out with. Now if you want, you could take one of the blending brushes or a sponge with a color and kind of put some color there if you wanted to, but this piece is going to go on here, and you're going to wrap your ribbons around here, and then you'll just basically tie a knot at the top. I'm gonna just hold on to that for a moment and want to show you how to line this up. So this is where the grid paper really comes in handy. You want to make sure that you have the same number of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you go up just a little bit, and you just want to kind of line it up. And then the other one is going to go in this other direction, and you'll just line it up with the points on these lines. And you can just take and lift it up. Well, I'll just put it back on. And then you just kind of want to have some adhesive in the middle. You don't want to go out to the edges because this doesn't actually go out to the edges. Okay, get that right there, and then I'm going to line these points up. And then just push that down. Now this creates the base that you're going to create your pinwheel with. Now I do want to share, I did this very long time ago when I was first starting as a demonstrator, and on the pinwheel technique that I had viewed at that time, it even took the corner rounder, which is on the detailed trio punch, and you take the two opposing corners and you round those edges to kind of create more like a looking like a teardrop effect. But at our class we didn't do that, we just did them with being square. But whichever one you like to do, that's fine. Just remember, if you do the corner rounder, you need to make sure that your points are still going the outside corner and into the middle. These two would be the rounded ones. Now, you can start with whichever one you want to. You just need to understand the very first one that you lay down, you're only going to do the top outside edge. Let me just kind of show you what I mean. I'm taking the adhesive and I'm just putting it out on one outside edge. You can use whatever kind of adhesive you want, whether it be the white glue or whatever. Now this is the direction I'm going to make my pinwheel. So this outside edge and this square, these squares are larger than these when they're just laid out. So there is a little bit of a border. I'm just remembering which edge I did this. So there's a little bit of a border around the outside edge, and I'm just adhering this one top side. The rest of these, as I go around, I'm going to just go ahead and put adhesive on the two sides, or three, or however you want to do it, in the middle or whatever, but I did it the outside and the inside. And then this one, the very tip right down here, when we come back around, we need to have a place that we can tuck this under. So this one, I'm just going to go ahead, leaving that little bit of a border around the edge, lay it down. And the next one, and you just continue this all the way around. You're just gonna have to watch me because I don't know how to do all the tricks and everything for the videos to speed up things. It is a good thing to remember that July and August are the celebration time, and the July to December 2022 catalog just came out this month, and it has so many really cute things in it. And when you go to purchase those really neat things, you can actually earn free items in the celebration catalog. So don't forget to check those out. I think I've got to fix them on my blog. I don't know if I've updated that yet and put the new catalogs on there, but I will do that while I'm putting my blog post together. Okay, that one is not working, so let me try a new one. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Oh, I got some glue out past the edge, so I'm just tucking it back under. That one. If these were more directional, then you might want to make sure that you keep them all going in the same direction, so that when you're looking at them as it's on the card, they're not all just going any which way. You kind of like the image to be facing the same direction. So this one kind of lines up with that last one that we have not added the glue to this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the glue to the two sides of this one. You're going to lift up this piece, and then you're going to put this one in so that you have your little border around this outside corner. You're going to stick that one down, and then I just use a glue dot. You could use glue, you could try to get your adhesive under there somehow, but I just use a glue dot and put underneath there, and you may want to put another one up on the side just so it doesn't get caught up, pulled up sometime. There. And then you can see that there's this little bit of place in the middle, and this is where I just had a star, and you can use whatever you want. This one I actually used some scallop and regular circles, and I even put a stamp in here. Now the stamps that I used on this again were from the old Americana set that I had gotten at a garage sale once, and I used some of the stamps that were in it for this, and I used brads and things. So this is very old, so I just wanted to share that with you. But I did take this star, and I just again took a glue dot, put it on here, and stuck it on just to kind of hide that open area in the middle. You could use whatever you wanted to in there. Now it's your choice if you want to use glue dots, if you want to use dimensionals or whatever to adhere this onto here. I think before I do that, I do want to go ahead and tie my ribbon. A piece of it fell down, so I will tie, and hopefully it won't be as cumbersome as it was at the class. I was trying to help somebody and my fingers weren't wanting to work. So I just folded them over and then turned them so that they were going opposite ways. And then holding your finger there, yeah, they're fumbling today too. Oh, where did it go? There it is. So I got it through there, but I need to tighten it a little bit. Put my finger back on there. Pull it, and then you can take your snips and just cut them back. It's just always good to leave yourself enough that you're not fighting with it too much. You want to leave enough. Oh, can't get that off. Alright, so then I just used the adhesive on the back side of this Whisper White. Oh, I really got off the glue there. It's one thing I do like about the Seal Plus is it's real easy to flip it back over. It's kind of hard. I'm really poorly adept at using the white glue. I tend to get it everywhere I don't want it, and then it's really hard to get off. And then you just take your single base here and you put this in here. Looks like there. So it's up to you how you want this to how you want to attach this piece. I'm going to move that up a little bit. But you could use dimensionals, you could use glue dots, whatever. It depends a lot if you're going to be mailing this or if you're going to be handing it to them or something like that too, because the thicker it is, the more that the mailing costs may be. So you just need to think about that kind of thing too. And I think I'm going to put one in the middle just to keep it from sagging. And then I have some sequins. I think I'm going to use the white glue for that. And you can pick any colors that you have that you want to use. My stash I've had a very long time, and so I'm going to decide where to put some of these. One there. I think I'm going to do one up here. Maybe one on here, maybe. So I'm using the take your pick tool to kind of make sure I grab one. Turn it over is what I'm trying to do. And then sometimes it doesn't want to let go, so I just take off the other end and use it to help hold it there. And then actually, I think I'm going to use a red. I think I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to use a silver one over here. And like I said, these are projects trying to use up some of our stashes that we may have and everything. And so that's all I'm going to put on there. And I hope that you will view my blog and shop with me if you would like to purchase any of the Stampin' Up! Products that are so well coordinated, so you don't have to try to match colors from the other craft stores and stuff. And some of the product, like I said, is current, so it would be good to be able to get those while they are still current products and before they become retired. So I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, and if you click the bell icon, then you will be notified when I upload videos. And also view my blog with the dimensions and measurements for the projects at dianesblueheartsandbutterflies.com. And I thank you for sharing your time with me.